how can we achieve happiness? For Stoicism, it comes through serenity, impassivity, and the absence of disturbance in the face of life's sad or distressing events. But how can we remain calm or happy in the face of a tragic event, such as the death of a loved one? First, it involves embracing a deterministic view of the world. Events do not occur by chance. They are merely the effect of a cause that produced them, and this cause itself had a cause, which in turn is only the effect of a previous cause, and so on. Consequently, all events in the world were contained within the first cause, and everything happens necessarily. It is inevitable that every event will occur.
Let's take an example. Suppose I leave my house today. A brick falls on my head and I die. This event seems to have occurred by pure chance, but in fact, it is only the consequence of a chain of causes. If this brick fell on my head, it's because it was placed there and forgotten by a worker. If he placed it there on the roof, it's because he wanted to use it to build a new chimney. If he wanted to build a new chimney, it's because the building owner wanted to undertake new renovations. Why? Because a tenant complained. Why did he complain? And so on. We trace the chain of causes back. Similarly, if the brick fell, it's because there was a gust of wind. Why was there a gust of wind? Because there's a low pressure system causing such a movement of air masses. Why is there such a low pressure system? Again, this event has its causes, and we trace the chain of causes back. It is this chain of causality that Marcus Aurelius describes. All things are intertwined. Their connection is sacred. Therefore, chance does not exist, but we have a destiny in the sense that the course of events that will affect us is already predetermined.
Why then does determinism, which is merely a metaphysical or ontological conception of the world, have ethical implications? Why do we remain calm and serene in a deterministic world as opposed to a world governed by chance? Because if a particular sad event could have unfolded differently, then it is legitimate to grieve, because this pain could have been avoided. The course of events could have been entirely different. A loved one who has just died could have been spared if their death had been accidental. On the other hand, if nothing happens by chance, but death proceeds mechanically from the chain of causes, inexorably leading to this outcome from the outset, then all sadness is futile, because it has no foundation. No world is possible without this death. To generalize, one can complain or lament pain that could have been avoided, but it is absurd to complain or lament something inevitable, for there is no other desirable state of being. To remain calm and happy, one must also temper one's ambitions, in the sense that one should not demand too much of others. If one assumes that people are inherently good, then one will inevitably be disappointed and unhappy.
On the other hand, in the event of such an encounter, we must remain calm, understanding three things. The wicked person does evil out of ignorance, not for pleasure. They can only affect my body, not my soul. By nature, humans are social animals. Therefore, we must live together. It would be unnatural to flee from others. We must therefore accept with serenity the faults of others and the potential harm they may cause us. But aren't some people so despicable because of the harm they do to others that they are the legitimate object of our hatred? No, we cannot blame the person who harms us, even intentionally, because either they do so, as we have seen, out of ignorance, or because it is in their nature to act that way, and they cannot do otherwise. To pursue the impossible is the act of a fool, but it is impossible for the wicked not to commit some wickedness, observes the author of Meditations. Hatred would disturb the impassivity and serenity toward which the wise strive. He who does not admit that the wicked commit faults is like one who would not admit that the fig tree bears sap for figs, that newborns cry, that a horse neighs, and all other necessities of this kind. What can one endure indeed in such a state of mind? If you are exasperated, cure yourself of this state of mind. Ultimately, for Marcus Aurelius, it is a kind of mixture of love and patience that one must have toward humankind. What comes from humankind is worthy of love by virtue of our common kinship, worthy also at times of a kind of pity because of their ignorance of good and evil.
To achieve serenity, we must detach ourselves from the flow of daily affairs in which we are caught, these thousand activities that fill us with anxiety and ultimately have little meaning. Detaching ourselves from this life devoted not to action but to agitation is not detaching ourselves from the world. On the contrary, it means immersing ourselves, once freed from our daily worries, in the contemplation of the world, which we were merely passing through without truly seeing it. We must contemplate the world and love it, for it is the great harmonious whole of which we are but a part. It is a cosmos, not chaos, in the sense that it is characterized by great harmony, order, and beauty. The wise person is the one who, through contemplation, has become aware of this harmony. What feeling can this discovery bring them, if not serene happiness?
It seems that imperfections exist in this world. Some things are bad, ugly, misshapen, and so on. Marcus Aurelius shows in his meditations that these flaws have their own hidden beauty and contribute, unbeknownst to us, to the harmony of the world. We must also consider this. Even the accidents that occur in natural productions have something graceful and seductive about them. Bread, for example, cracks in places while baking, and these cracks, which are somewhat contrary to the baker's art, have a certain charm and particularly whet the appetite. Marcus Aurelius multiplies the examples. Similarly, figs, when fully ripe, split open, and in olives that fall from the trees, the fruit about to rot takes on a special sheen. And the ears of grain that bend toward the earth, the lion's brow ridge, the foam that rises from the boar's mouths, and many other things, if considered in isolation, are far from beautiful. And yet, by virtue of accompanying the works of nature, they contribute to their embellishment and become attractive. It is clear, therefore, that a person who possessed a profound understanding and awareness of all that occurs in the whole would find, so to speak, almost nothing, even in what happens as a consequence, that does not possess a certain particular charm. He who understands this attains happiness, for everywhere his eyes fall, he sees only occasions for rejoicing.